The 8,000-meter peaks to help raise awareness for Alzheimer's. He's already summited 3 of them. Last year, you know, Alan Arnett was on Mount Everest, Lhotse, the one peak right next to it, and with a group of climbers were in a devastating earthquake it triggered a deadly avalanche on the mountain. Now, Alan is heading back to Everest. Alan is here joining us live in studio this morning to tell us more about this journey. My first question, Alan, is, you know, with everything that's happened the last couple of years on Everest, Lhotse, that whole Everest region, why do you want to go back?
Well, Chris, for me, it's really simple. There's 3 reasons. The first is that I've been talking a lot about supporting the Nepal tourism, and I want to walk the talk. And I want to go back, and I want to spend money, and I want to hire Sherpas, and I want to show my confidence that the region has recovered, at least from a climbing perspective. There's still so much to be done, though. Over 2 million homes were destroyed, 9,000 people were killed, so there's a tremendous amount of work, and they just barely scratched the surface of rebuilding, but, you know, do what I can.
Absolutely. And we're seeing some of your photos here and some video that not only you shot, but Jim Davidson, your great friend, shot last year on the mountain. Now, as you think about going back, you have other motives as well. For example, Alzheimer's, which you and I have talked about. Your mother had it before she passed away.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Ida Arnett, she was diagnosed with it and went through the journey in the early 2000s, and she passed away in 2009. And it changed my life forever, watching her to go through that and realizing that there was no cure, no way to stop it. And if you get Alzheimer's, it's 100% fatal. So I completely redefined my life, and I call it Alan 2.0,
right,
to go out and use my mountain climbing in the people that follow me as a way to raise awareness, to educate, and then hopefully raise some money.
And to climb all the 8,000-meter peaks.
Yeah.
That's a huge goal, right?
I call it, it's an unbelievable goal, especially at age 59. I call it Project 8,000. I've been on 6 of the 8,000-meter mountains. I've summited 3. So this would be the 4th one if I'm fortunate enough to stand on top of Lhotse.
Yeah, and you and I have climbed a fair amount together over the years. And one thing that we end up talking about is the weather a lot. Because weather, you know, is so critical to success on any of those mountains, or any mountain in general.
Hey, speaking of that, so what's the weather forecast for Everest for April and May, especially May 21st when I'm going to summit?
Yeah, you pushed me yesterday. I went ahead and did some research, and I decided, okay, here's the way it looks to me, Alan.
Okay.
I think that April is totally typical, very normal on Everest. It's exactly what you would expect if you were going to be over there. I think things may shift a little bit as you head into May, may get a little cooler than normal, and you may see a little more moisture in May than normal, which would play into the windows. And typically on Everest or Lhotse, how many days would you have? How big is the window for that peak?
You know, it's unbelievable. Traditionally, from like the 1920s till today, there's about 12 days that you have low enough winds on the summit where the jet stream has moved away. So, and it starts around May 10th and wraps up around May 25th. So that's the window. That's
going to be interesting because I'm going to obviously, sometimes I'll have people on Everest that I'm doing weather for.
Right.
I don't have anybody this year, but I'm still going to follow along. We're all going to follow along with you on your trek up Lhotse this time, so we'll keep everybody updated.
I may have to phone a friend.
Okay, anytime. Thanks for coming in, Alan. Great to see you.
Thank you, man.
Tom, guys, back to you guys. Good luck, Alan.
Yeah, that is really cool. All right, Chris Brente not here today, so we are handling